Hi garden friends, we're here for our habitat garden tour video. So let's check on what's growing in the habitat garden. So along the back, remember those are what's called the ceanothus bushes. Ceanothus. I'm going to have to make a list of our plants so you can all learn how to spell their names because they're tricky to spell. And then we have some sage in our wine barrel planters. And then here's the end point down here with our pretty wax myrtle and our planting supplies. And then as we come along the front, we have a twin berry. And then we have an angelica. So the flower stalk is dried out. You can see it there. But the plant itself is right down there. And then we have a phacelia. I had several phacelia planted in this area, and unfortunately a lot of them didn't quite make it with that heat wave. I planted them just before the heat got really bad, and most of them didn't quite survive. I think I might have 2 that made it. Here's our aster plant, and it's about half going to seed and half still in bloom. So it'll be really interesting to see what the seeds look like once they're done, once the plant's done making them. And here's a Mexican sage. And there's our coyote mint. And then up front, we have right in the center there, the manzanita. And then the plants kind of in a circle around it. Those are milkweed. Remember, milkweed is the host plant for the monarch caterpillar. And then we're back to our main entrance. And over here we have the other manzanita. And there's a nice big milkweed there. We had a couple of fuchsia plants, but you can see that our gopher has been busy. And that one front fuchsia plant has been eaten. But this one back here has done really well. That's okay. We have more fuchsia we can add back in a little while. So here's our pineapple sage. That's the nice big one. It's so full of flowers. And next to it, we have, it looks like we've got another sage here, but let's see. Are you the pineapple sage? I think that's also a pineapple sage. And then we have our butterfly bush with its pretty purple flowers. And then let's see, there's a coffee berry. And behind the coffee berry, we have the seaside daisy. I have 2. One still has flowers. Here's the other one. It's just the green part right now. And then this is our goldenrod. It was really tiny when we planted it, and it's now, I would guess it's at least 4 feet tall. I can't wait to see it bloom. It's going to have really pretty yellow flowers. All these little buds are going to burst into yellow flowers. We have some more sage. Sage is a really great nectar plant for hummingbirds. So I'm excited when all of our sages are in bloom. I bet we will have tons of hummingbirds here. It'll be really exciting. Here's the other coffee berry. And then as we go across our other pathway, this is our snake and lizard habitat. And one of our garden committee members, Shannon, brought over the pond liner. So we made a little water feature. I think eventually we're going to dig down so that it'll be at ground level. But right now we've got it all propped up with rocks in there and sticks so that if insects need to come get a drink of water, or the lizards, they don't necessarily have to get in really deep water. They can stand on the rock and just dip their head in. And then these pieces of bark make really great hiding spots for lizards and garter snakes. There's the brush pile. There's our wax myrtle right there. And then, of course, our beautiful willow house. And then as we come back, we've got our ceanothus and another sage. There's the comfrey close to the fence. And here's another sage in between the ceanothus. And if I keep walking over here, I'm going to get to where my penstemons are. Those had some really beautiful red flowers in the spring, and they are just about to seed. So I'm going to break open. Let's see if I can break open one of these seed. Whoops! Oh, I dropped it. Let's see. Oh, look at that. There's the inside of the penstemon seed pod. Oh, I dropped it again. Maybe we're going to grow some extra penstemon plants back here. All right, and then here, let's see, ceanothus. We have a pineapple sage right here. And the last ceanothus, and then this is sort of our wild area. We didn't actually plant any of these plants. They just planted themselves. Remember how seeds travel, right? So the wind could have carried the seeds of these plants here. An animal could have dropped them over here. So we have some California poppies. So that light green plant right there is the poppy plant. And there's one blooming right here. And then these that are mostly gone to seed, that's our calendula. And then this tall one with the blue flowers that's almost done blooming, that's called bog sage. And then this one down here, that's a marigold. We have marigolds kind of all over the place, don't we? Okay, and let's see. Oh, there's a nasturtium back there by the fence. So, there's our quick tour of the Habitat Garden. I hope you enjoyed the update. I don't see any animals out here right now, but I will tell you, if you have a chance to come on campus and visit, there are lizards in this front area. I've seen a little tiny lizard almost every time I've been here, hanging out. I think he likes the hollow of this particular bark. I just saw him. That's his house, you guys. Oh, I scared him and he went back in. So if you do come and observe the lizard, you want to be really quiet and you want to just let him move around and get to watch him, okay? I surprised him, so he went back in there and hid. But this is the area I usually see that particular lizard in, right here around this pineapple sage, because he lives under that piece of bark. That's his house. And I added a little water spot for him, so he didn't have to go to the far one. So if you happen to be visiting and you notice that there's no water in that, you can add a little water to it from the hose, right? Make sure he has access to water. All right. Happy gardening, friends.